way. We can put that up for a moment. Despite that, it is down the street at the train stations where the drug dealing and the raping and all the rest of it is going on with all of the wondrous little migrants that have taken over. But before we go to Paul Watson there in Dresden, we have a new edition of the Hillary for Prison shirt. And it looks like a classic campaign shirt, but it says Hillary for Prison 2016. It's the second variant. We are not going to produce more of this best-selling shirt. We're going to keep it pretty much the same, but add Infowars.com in red to the right shoulder and leave Infowars.com legalize freedom on the back. But if you want to get the last variant that says Hillary for Prison until the end of time, it's got 4.9 stars out of 5. And you want to support the broadcast, get that limited edition now because the new ones come in a week, and these will be sold out. We have them in all sizes still, but take advantage. We have another limited edition that shows her as the leering Joker on the front. And more than just funding the info war and spreading the word about Hillary for Prison, this is about exercising the First Amendment she's been trying to attack. Telling comedians, you know, they'll be audited if they talk bad about her and stuff. And it's about meeting like-minded people and showing solidarity at different political rallies. Trump, almost every day now, says, oh, look, Hillary for Prison, I love InfoWars. This is it's all over news feeds. It's all over mainstream TV. Hillary for Prison is being picked up. Other people are selling the shirts. I don't care. Knock yourselves out. This is about an information war. But if you want the originals from the folks that first designed it and came out with it, InfoWarsStore.com, InfoWarsLife.com for the nutraceuticals. So speaking of InfoWarsLife.com, we only put this out one time. It sold out in 2 days. We've had a bigger run of it made this time. It's Living Defense. It's got close to 30 ingredients in it that are all organic, all super clean. That's why we have to wait so long, because it's taken us 6 months to be able to have all these ingredients together that pass California standards. And it's everything from wild-crafted black walnut, green whole, organic. It just goes on and on. Wild-crafted Usisa bark. It's got everything in it known to detoxify, organic wormwood, organic clove bud. It goes on and on and on. Read the ingredients that detox and knock out the parasites. And the cycle of most parasites is less than 6 weeks. So one bottle for a person does 6 weeks easy with a couple tablets a day. It's in powder form. They're big horse pills. And it's just so healthy overall what these herbs do. And folks taking it, it has changed their lives. Read the reviews at InfoWarsLife.com from Power Reviews. This is Willie Leak. And he says, Dr. Group products are the only supplements I recommend. All Dr. Group supplements are the only supplements I recommend to my friends and family. This was developed by Dr. Group for InfoWarsLife.com exclusively. Works great, no side effects, says Chovy from Corvallis, Oregon. I am super happy with Living Defense. My gut emptied out a few days after I started taking it. I followed the directions of the label. No discomfort. I need less sleep, and I wake up feeling better than before. Super Male Vitality is also back in stock at InfoWarsLife.com. You're crazy if you don't try it. It's our most popular product. Brain Force is an amazing nootropic. Makes me a little aggressive when I take it, but it certainly works, and it's very healthy and has amazing reviews. And your purchases make everything we do here possible. InfoWarsLife.com, or simply call toll-free 888-253-3139. There's a lot of other products, obviously water filtration systems, promo code WATER to get 10% off, the amazing Alexa Pure Breeze, groundbreaking air purifying system. Just check it out for yourself and know the purchases you make finance this operation, taking the globalist on toe-to-toe, putting reporters in Germany, reporters in California, reporters all over the world simultaneously, writers, researchers, camera people, editors, anchors, customer service, legal, HR, all of it to build a real media organization. It's hard to do. Licensing, the computers, the bandwidth. It's all very expensive, even though we're in Texas. That's why we're here, because it's a lot less expensive. If I was in New York, I'd have 10 crew members, not 50. So 888-253-3139. I want to thank you all for your support, because you are the info war. And you can see your support paying off big time in the fight for liberty. This is a war bond operation, a free will operation. It's basically a donation when you buy the products, but we make them the very best that we can bring you, whether it's Anthroplex or Lung Cleanse or Survival Shield, Nascent Iodine X2. Okay. Let's go now to Dresden, Germany. We're not at the Bilderberg hotel meeting. Now we're down the road seeing the results of globalism, the results of the EU project to implode borders. Paul Joseph Watson reporting from Germany. Paul, a lot has happened since we talked to you 24 hours a day, 24 hours ago. You're on the air. You've got a drunk there with you. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is fun. Yeah, today we've been at Bilderberg. Obviously, we had the big story last night. Do you want to be on the air? Want to be on TV?
Yes, I want the rap TV.
This is we're at the train station here in Dresden, and this is what's taking place all around us.
Everybody with me, yeah. What you want to say?
You're on TV.
Yes.
We're on TV.
Hello.
There you have it.
Now, is that guy from Eastern Europe a gypsy, or is he Muslim? Ask him where he's from.
I don't know. He's gone now. I'll ask him if he comes back.
We'll talk to him. He's coming back. Come on, Paul. Call him over.
Where are you from? Where are you from?
I come from Algeria.
Algeria?
Algeria.
That's North Africa.
Algeria, Afghanistan. Well, they seem to be able to speak English, the kids.
Good God. Ask this guy where he comes from.
Where are you from? Algeria. It's from Algeria.
Let's go in the train station, Paul. I know folks get attacked when they do, but what have you been witnessing? Let's
Well,
watch yourselves. Be careful.
there's a lot of crazy people around here, as you can see.
Yeah, that's watch out. Now, keep going. Just
Bilderberg itself, we've got George Soros betting on a massive economic collapse, as he talked about earlier with the Wall Street Journal, which is interesting because we've got new intel, which is in the video, the interview with Tony Gosling, which Rob did, which is on the Alex Jones channel, which I'm going to write an article about. He's predicting that they're talking about preparing for a huge financial collapse. Now, you remember when you went to Canada in 2006, you got the intel that an American delegate said the same thing 2 years before the housing bubble popped and 2 years before the 2008 economic collapse. So it happened then. We got the intel out before, and it's happening again.
And that was directly
now.
from a Bilderberg Group member from the U.S. to Daniel Istalon.
Yeah.
I later learned the name of the person. Has also owned a large Hollywood production company, still does. We'll stop there. But when we have our sources, we're just letting folks know. And so you're saying we're getting other good intel that they're preparing for another collapse right now.
Yeah, and that comes from somebody who's got good sources. In fact, he was able to predict that Henry Kissinger would arrive at 3:25 p.m. today because some intel has been leaking. At exactly 3:25, Henry Kissinger arrived. We were able to get photographs of him. He was lectured, but he was heckled by the crowd. So
by the way, that's the top story on DrudgeReport.com. Some reporters were it's arrested when they put you in a van in handcuffs. But, you know, what happened to you guys on that front? Then we'll go back to the economic collapse.
Well, last night we were walking back from the restaurant back to the hotel. We walked past the other journalists that were in the report there, and almost immediately within a few footsteps, we were accosted by several police officers. We were just walking back to the hotel. We weren't even filming at that point. And so then more police officers arrived, more vans arrived. They kind of kettled us in, surrounded us, and they started obviously trying to intimidate us. This is what they do every single year at Bilderberg. They try to intimidate the press. So they basically said we were being stopped for causing a distraction. They demanded our passports. We gave them our passports. And then they demanded to bag searches. And I mean, I didn't even have a bag, so I literally had to empty out my pockets to show them what was in my pockets. They took each of us individually behind the van to search us all individually. And they were thorough. They were looking for anything that they could get us on. And then we were cordoned off to a different area. Everyone was individually searched. And we were finally given back our passports and told by the police, if you cause another distraction, you will be arrested. So we said, what is a distraction? And what constitutes a distraction? They said, causing trouble. So it's all completely vague to give the pretense to arrest us for basically nothing. And it was pretty intense. It went on for about 45 minutes.
Look, and we're showing footage for TV viewers. Radio listeners can go to Infowars.com/show to see the live feed or see all the videos posted there. Go to DrudgeReport.com. It's the top story there, along with them announcing world government, internet taxes, going after Donald Trump, and It's great to see the fact that you got their agenda 3 days ago. Drudge reported on it, and now mainstream media is echoing exactly what we broke 3 days later. Boy, I mean, who are the conspiracy theorists now, Paul?
Well, I mean, Merkel herself, she came to Bilderberg 5 months before she became chancellor. We got them picking Tony Blair, Bill Clinton. We got them picking NATO secretary generals. They come here, they're groomed, they're elected, they're picked, they're chosen. So it's happened time and time again. We've been proven right. You were proven right in 2006. And that's what we're hearing again now in 2016, that they're planning to pop this bubble. Obviously, there's huge problems in China with the stock market there. The luxury property market around Europe is now starting to crumble. So all the signs are coming in. And that's the intel that we've got, that they're preparing to profit from an economic collapse.
That's right. That's why
huge.
Soros, who's been out of the markets and out of real estate, that they announced today, is now entering in big time. The Grim Reaper is coming in to enjoy his work.
Exactly. So we've got the video interview up on that. Again, as I said, Gosling always gets some good information because he's been tracking this for 20 years plus. So he got the information, he got the times that all the people were arriving. We used that to our benefit, and he got this information as well. So again, there's going to be another huge article about that on Infowars.com.
I love how the cops are bugging their eyes out like you guys have done something. You're just reporters. Everybody knows who you are. And Paul, be safe out there, because that's a tactic sometimes with the kids and stuff as a distraction. But I want to go inside this train station if we can in a moment and see what happens. This is where you drove by the other day and saw a bunch of the invaders dealing drugs and being arrested. We'll be right back. Coming up, I got a compilation again we're going to play next hour showing Hillary with the media just saying the exact same talking points, that she's the presumptive nominee, she's the goddess, she's invincible. Oh, this is such a moment in history. A criminal with a big giant Joker face is our Lord and Savior. That's all coming up. I'm going to have these guys ride shotgun with us a little bit in the next hour to talk about all this. Briefly, I want to tell you about an amazing sponsor we've had for a long time, but they only advertise when they have a special running. That's solutionsfromscience.com. Solutions from Science was created to help you and your family prepare for hard times. Solutionsfromscience.com. You will find a wide variety of preparedness products that were created to help keep you safe when disaster strikes. I like to have solar panels, just period, because they're good to have. From solar power generators to survival gear and fertilizers, they're all available right now through the Solutions from Science website. And Solutions from Science recently bought a surplus of solar power generators and are offering a discount to listeners who visit their website. Visit solutionsfromscience.com or call toll-free 877-327-0365. That's 877-327-0365. Really an amazing company, solutionsfromscience.com. And I'm only plugging this right now before I go back to Paul Watson because I was about to do it for myself. But there's no glass of water, so I'll get one of those during the break. I've been taking my living defense. I've been taking it for 6 weeks now that it's back in stock at InfoWarsLife.com. Okay, going back to Paul Joseph Watson. Paul, you're in Dresden and folks just tuned in. All I basically see is, quote, migrants walking around. They're from North Africa. They're from the Middle East. I see a little girl there with her face covered up with the hijab. Tell us what you're witnessing, and are you going to go inside the train station?
Well, yeah, we can do. It's very different to downtown Dresden, where the hotel is and where Bilderberg is staying. There's a lot of migrants around here because there's a camp nearby, which we've been told about. So we're going to visit that at some point. So yeah, when I came in, it was pretty bad, but yeah, it's a little sketchy. I mean, it's not awful, but yeah, there are a lot of migrants here because they brought in 5,000 into a city that's, about 500,000 people, and they're going to bring more in. Another interesting thing out of Bilderberg, though, was that we spoke to a guy who said that he'd spoken to the guy who owns the pizzeria behind the Bilderberg Hotel, which is almost, directly connects to it. He was told by the police that they would have to have access to his pizzeria at all times. They could go in and out, and that it was, they would have the keys. They would own the keys to this guy's house for the period while Bilderberg is here. So we're going to go and speak to him to get his side of the story if he speaks English. And then he also said that they were bringing in special furniture into the Bilderberg Hotel days before the Bilderberg members arrived. Now, you saw from Rob's video that it wasn't a very plush hotel, not very well decorated for a 5-star hotel. They were bringing in furniture that was covered, high-end luxury furniture specifically for the Bilderberg members days before they arrived. So, again, that's another tidbit. And, again, you know, a wink and a nod to their elitism that even a 5-star hotel is not good enough for